therefore make a recommendation to the portfolio committee as to who are the candidates who should fill those vacant posts that we have. Last week, we got stuck because we have 3 vacancies. We got stuck on whether we are supposed to recommend to the House or the President 3 names, as we have 3 vacancies, or we recommend more so that the President must, from those names that we have recommended, appoint the 3 commissioners. Then we agreed that maybe it would be correct to seek a legal opinion in that regard. I approached the legal services, and it was felt that it was not feasible for us to get that legal opinion immediately last week. At most 7 days is the right period, because once the opinion is made, it has got to go through the hierarchy of the legal services and get approval from the topmost of the hierarchy. By that, I'm trying to welcome you all to this meeting and therefore declare the meeting open. Can I get Mastole if there are any apologies for today's meeting?
There are no apologies, Chair. Good morning, members. Good morning, honorable members and colleagues.
No apologies. Therefore, honorable members, I will invite the legal services. I see Loltando is in, just to take us through.
Chair.
Hello.
Hello, Chair. Good morning. This is Honorable Komani. Can I speak through you?
You can speak. I thought we must get this thing that is standing on our way first, but you can speak.
Yes, Chair. I'm speaking exactly to the same item. Because, Chair, last week when we held a meeting, week before last, when we held a meeting, we deliberated on the same matter, and we never agreed on a legal opinion. We agreed on a precedence that we have been using all along. But surprisingly, I don't know if I was not a part of the meeting that resolved that we need to stick to seek legal opinion. Because, Chair, when we spoke about this matter, we as the committee said we would be setting a bad precedence. We should all follow the same precedence that we have been using. When like we even gave an example about commissioner, the last commissioner that we appointed, to say because the post was for one person, we recommended one person to the president. So we said we are going to use the same precedence. So I don't know, Chair Uguti, what was the problem. But anyway, I'm not sure. Maybe I would be guided. Thank you very much.
Chair, can I please advise? Can I advise members to show their face when they speak, their video? Thank you.
Okay. Can we speak on that, honorable members? I will be guided by hands. Dr. Schreiber.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning and good morning, colleagues. Chair, I would like to echo what Honorable Kumane said. We have been working according to a certain way up until now, where we have recommended the same number of people as there are vacancies. We've never exceeded that. So in the past, if there was one vacancy or two vacancies, we would recommend one or two names. Because I think the question is, in the absence of a clear legal opinion, we are not sure whether we are acting legally correctly by expanding this. And so I have to think, I have to caution that we should tread carefully here, because the Constitution does not grant us, or does not appear to grant us the power to give this kind of discretion to the President. The Constitution says that that the President appoints upon recommendation from the committee. So in the absence of a legal opinion that says otherwise, I would urge caution here, Chair, because should we take the wrong decision, especially in the absence of legal backing, we could be undermining the process that we've all worked on to get here. So that would be my view. Thank you.
Honorable Schreiber, the office of the chairperson was proactive to seek that legal opinion so that we be guided. Hence, Noltando has joined this meeting today so that she must, before we start this, guide us exactly on that, whether we are on the right track or not. Can I give now Honorable Kibi?
Thanks, Honorable Chair. Good morning, Chairperson, and good morning to the honorable members and colleagues. Honorable Chair, I think maybe on the office of the Chairperson to feel that he needs to look for a legal opinion on this issue, maybe one would say what we see now as the committee all along we have been restricting the president to one candidate, maybe if there's only one position. I think it's only going to be correct for us if the legal opinion agrees with that, to just open it up so that the president can make his choice, not restrict him to one person or three if it is three positions. Maybe we can be guided by the legal advice as to are we correct or not. But I think it's only said we recommend. I don't remember something that is saying a specific number, although we have been doing it like that, only identifying one person if it is a one position. But I don't think there's anything wrong with what the chairperson has maybe acted on to seek for illegal opinion on the issue. I think we can allow the legal team to advise us. Thanks, Chair.
It would not break us to get that opinion first, so that whatever deliberations we will have in the committee, we will have that deliberation having heard what the legal opinion say.
Chair.
Is it not
Chair.
proper to?
Chair, I've been raising my hand. I don't think my gadget and yours are communicating.
Honorable members, I don't want to prolong this meeting. We must get the legal opinion. And if the legal opinion is against us, we will accept that.
Chair. Chair.
Hello?
Yes, Chair, I've been raising my hand. But I feel that, Chair, we are being suppressed. Because for the office of the chairperson to ask for a legal opinion outside the perimeters of the committee is well and okay, but we must also be taken into confidence, Chair, because my point here is why do we now want to put to change the precedents? And Chair, remember in the previous interviews, we were at loggerheads. We were at if this exercise should have been taken, we should have taken it then to recommend to the president 2 people, because we had more than 1 person. So why now? I don't have a problem. My problem is why with this one? Can we, okay, fine. If you insist on us getting a legal opinion, we can get that legal opinion, but that legal opinion cannot work for this post. It can't, Chair. We will be setting a wrong precedence. Let us do as we have been doing, and then after that, we would then say, going forward, if there's 1, 2, 3, it is seemed as if we are eyeing this thing, so we are not sure of what we are doing. We want to give leeway to someone else. No, Chair, we can't. We can't. I'm saying I don't have a problem in us getting a legal opinion. And Chair, you cannot say it will not kill us it's fine, Chair. That is your version. But equally,
not,
Chair, why are we now? Why do we on this position?
It will not, Honorable Komani. It
Chair,
will
fine.
not. Let me get other members' views as well.
But I'm still speaking, Chair. I'm still speaking. Can I not
I've
be
heard
allowed to speak?
I've heard what you are saying.
But if I may be answered as to why this one.
I have heard what you are saying. Let me hear other members as well. Can I invite you, Honorable Mkweba, and then Honorable Kibi?
No, thank you very much, Honorable Chair, and good morning, honorable members and our support staff. Chair, thank you very much for always guiding this subcommittee, and I'm raising my hand to support a statement that has been raised by Honorable Kibi that we must give the legal department to take us into confidence whether we are right to recommend 3 names or more than 3 names to Parliament and the President. So, Chair, I think we must give them an opportunity to present to this subcommittee. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you. I see Honorable Kibi's hand is up again.
Yes, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I think I also support that we allow illegal team to advise us on this matter. Simply because, Chair, my personal feeling is that by restricting the president, we also disadvantage some of us, because in most cases, I'm having this name and the other person is having that name. Now, if we throw all the names, all of us are accommodated in whatever we think about the candidates that we have been interviewing. So the president will have an opportunity to choose amongst those, but all of us will be happy because the names that we think are the names that performed, are the candidates that have performed in the interview. Is that one is going to assist us? It's not because there is any other thing, because it's this one, according to me. We saw maybe the last presentations or the last names that were recommended by other committees. By giving the president a leeway to decide has really assisted, and the outcome was a positive one where everybody in that particular committee, subcommittee, is happy because everyone could identify and the name of the candidate that he or she prefers is also on the list. Thanks, Chair.
Honorable Spacey, I see your hand is up.
Yes, good greetings, Chairperson, and greetings to honorable members of the subcommittee.
Not audible, Honorable Spacey. Honorable Spacey, can you select a position that will make you that will make us hear what you say? You are not audible enough.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, Honorable Spacey.
Pardon me, it means I have to switch off my video. Chairperson, I think as much as we are saying previously, we've been recommending one candidate, but now let me just support that. Let's go for the legal opinion and see, because let us not preempt what is the legal opinion is going to say on this matter. So can we give her a chance to present? Then we will follow suit. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Spacey. Can I now invite the legal services? I see Noltando. Noltando, the platform is now yours.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning to the Chair and good morning to the members. Chair, we received an email from the committee secretary requesting us to provide an opinion, and we were briefed with I think 2 or 3 documents, and one of those documents was a process document that the committee had agreed on before the interviews were conducted. And in that document, the members or the committee agreed that they will interview a number of candidates and recommend a number of candidates to the president. And then we were requested to interpret the Constitution in Section 196(8), if I'm not mistaken. From that email, we advised the committee secretary that we do not see or cannot find in the documents that were sent a reasonable request for us to provide a legal opinion, as we found that there is no legal issue to consider. We said in the email, neither the Constitution nor the Public Service Commission Act states what number of candidates should be recommended if there is a certain number of vacancies. They are both silent on that, which means the committee has the discretion to decide how to conduct the process, and the committee has done that by agreeing that this is how we're going to conduct the interview processes, and this is how we are going to recommend to the president. This is the number of people that we are going to recommend. So based on that, we said that we do not see a legal question for us to consider, and then would advise that this matter be dealt with procedurally, as it is now a procedural matter, since there was a procedural document that the committee agreed on before the committee started the interview processes. So that was the advice that we had given. So I will throw it back to the committee secretary and the committee secretariat.
Order, Chairperson, point of order.
Honorable Spacey, what order?
Of Noltando, not the hair, please. Because we are only seeing the hair, we don't see her face.
Okay.
I'm trying to put it on and I see that I'm also seeing like a black shadow, which is why I switched it off. I don't know why it's going on. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, Tanda,
Yes, Chairperson.
can you say that again? I didn't hear you.
I am saying, Chairperson, I do not know. I tried to put on my video, but I'm only seeing a black shadow. I do not know what's going on, which is why I switched it off. I'm having challenges here with the video.
No, fine. You can switch off your video. All we want to get is to hear you properly.
Yes. So as I was saying, Chairperson, I would advise the committee that this matter be dealt with procedurally, as there is no legal issue at the moment. And as I said, both the Constitution and the Act are silent on what number of candidates to recommend if there's a certain number of vacancies. And the committee in the past has recommended the exact number that will be needed by the president. And so we should be guided by the Constitution, that the section that deals with the Public Service Commission, and the Act that deals with also the Public Service Commission. So because the committee had agreed on a document on how they're going to conduct the interviews and how many number of people they would recommend to the president, I would advise the committee to seek advice rather from the procedural staff on how they can proceed with that, going back to the document that the committee had agreed on. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Noltando. Can I see if there are any members who want to speak after Noltando? I see that Honorable Schreiber's hand is up.
Thank you, Chair. So Chair, I think we have to put a couple of things on record here. The first is that this would be breaking with precedents. So if we decide to expand the pool of candidates that we're going to recommend, as far as I'm aware, that would be the first time in 27 years that the National Assembly decides to do it like that. And I think we have to be clear then about the reasons. And I think that's where Honorable Komane's question comes in. How are we going to motivate? And on what basis are we motivating a very substantial change in the way this committee operates? And here's the point, Chair. By giving discretion to the president, we are actually giving away some of the powers of the National Assembly. Because if we say as a committee and as a National Assembly that we are recommending only 3 names for the 3 vacancies, it means that the decision that the president then has is whether to accept or reject that recommendation. But the power to decide those 3 recommended candidates, all 3 of them then, lies with the National Assembly. If we expand the pool of candidates to whatever kind of number, I know 6 was mentioned last time, Chair, then we have essentially diluted the power of the National Assembly by half. And we've expanded the power of the president by half, because he is then able to pick and choose candidates on the basis of his wishes rather than on the wishes of the National Assembly. So I think, Chair, we must be very, very clear about what this would entail. It would entail a watering down of the powers of Parliament in a context where we know that there have been a raft of legal cases and findings already about how Parliament has abdicated its responsibilities and failed to execute its powers and functions appropriately in the past. And that is what alarms me about this, Chair, is that we are actually busy considering giving away powers of Parliament in exchange for what? What are we getting out of this? Why are we doing it? And Chair, then I have to then also put on record, from my point of view, that I think what is unfortunately happening here is that there may be a deadlock within the president's party, and that because there is no agreement within the president's party, perhaps, about who these 3 candidates are, there's an effort to expand the pool and to actually allow the president to circumvent and go around the factional deadlock that may exist within his party. Now, Chair, the question is not about whether we trust the president's discretion or not in such a matter. The question is whether it is structurally good for South African democracy that the National Assembly cedes some of the constitutional power it has enjoyed for 27 years in this regard. And we must always, Chair, think about the worst case scenario. We are giving away power now. We are giving discretion to the president. What happens when we have a despotic president in charge a few years down the line, where they are able to use the same discretion to further their own goals. So, Chair, there are many, many things about this that makes me uncomfortable. The primary among them is that we are giving away our powers. We are giving it away for free if we simply adopt this approach. Thank you very much.
I don't want us to, I have heard both sides, both in favor and against, which means we, in terms of the procedure, we must break that stalemate through a vote. I have heard those who say, no, don't do it. And I've heard those who say, no, we can do it. Now, at this point, no. Honorable Komani, I don't want us to debate this matter until the cows come home.
I want to put matters on the record, Chair.
We have debated this. We have debated this matter. I have heard those who are in favor, and I have heard those who are against. And that situation presents a stalemate.
Chair, I'm not to dispute what you are saying, but I've raised my hand.
Break. No, I'm not going to argue with you, Honorable Command. Unfortunately, I'm not going to argue with you. When both positions are supported, I must break that stalemate through a vote. That's the procedure. Now, I want to see those, Mascole, you will assist me in counting here.
Yes, Chairperson.
Yeah, I will also have a look on that. Those who say...
Maybe, yes, maybe, Chairperson, for procedural sake as well, let's just adopt the minutes of the 2 days. Then we can move smoothly, Chair.
Oh, I did not check properly. Thank you for guiding me there. I didn't check the agenda for today, but you have sent that agenda to us well in advance. And it has what you are saying that, first of all, before we go deep into our business of today, we have to dispense with the set of minutes. Can I suspend that and get to what Mascole is saying?
Agreed, Chair. Honorable Mkweba.
Okay, Honorable Mkweba. Any seconder to Honorable Mkweba?
I second, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. What is the first set date?
Chairperson, in front of members and colleagues is the 17 February minutes. It was basically to take through interviews. One was on the 17th, like I said, and then all the members are there. Support staff was also there. We just took 9 candidates through the process. So there's nothing much. That's day one. So we would need to all adopt this one, Chairperson.
Can I get a mover for the adoption of that set of minutes?
Honorable Spacey, I move for the adoption of the...
Chairperson.
Honorable Malomane.
Thank you, Chairperson. I don't know, before we do the adoption of the minutes, I wanted to speak before, but just because I don't have a clear network, I've got a little bit of a challenge, but I think maybe you can hear me. I've got a little bit of a challenge of a network. Let me just open maybe to check. So I'm having a network challenge. That's the first thing that I want you to
Yeah, you can switch off the video if you have a network challenge.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. What I wanted to speak about is that the issue, let us not deliberate on that issue because it's part of the set of the minutes of the 17th, if I'm not. Chair. Chair.
Maloma.
Chair.
Honorable members, I see your hands are up. I'm going to go through that list.
Okay.
Yes.
So I just wanted to check that after the adoption, are we going to go to matters arising on that issue of the minutes of the 17th? Because there is the matter that I want us to debate on that issue of the minutes of the 17th. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Mkweba, then Honorable Komani.
No, thank you very much, Chair. Thank you very much, Chair. I'm seconding the move of the minutes of the 18th February 2022 as adopted by Honorable Smith.
Honorable Komani and then Honorable Kibi.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm still on the minutes of the 17th, Chair. Can maybe the secretary flag that one?
You mean the set?
The set of the 17th of February, because I've been raising my hand for some time now.
Mastole, which date of this set of minutes are?
Chair. Yes, Chairperson, I'm going to put through the minutes of the 17th now.
17.
Yes, 717, Chair.
Sorry, Chair.
Honorable members, what is the problem in us going through the minutes? Or you wanted us to get to this matter and deal with the minutes at the end of these matters? I don't know.
Sorry, Chair.
Okay, Honorable Mkweba.
No, I understand that the minutes that have seconded are the minutes of the 17th, but I saw in the screen there's a minutes of the 18th. That's where there was a discussion on what we have discussed before the item of the minutes. So I think I was adopting the first minutes of the 17th where there was outlining the process. I think those minutes, if Mastole can go up, they were only outlining the process of interviews.
That's true.
So then after is the minutes that I suspect of the 18th, where we've got the briefing on the outlines and the guidelines for the interviews. That's why I agree then with Honorable Malumane that the matter that we've started discussing, it forms part of these minutes that have been Atlantica flagged in here. But the first minutes that Honorable Smith have adopted are the minutes that I've seconded in terms of the adoption, where we are only outlining the process. So in these minutes that has been flagged here, that's where we can discuss what has been presented by the legal department of Parliament.
Yes, you are correct.
Thank you very much.
You are correct. Honorable Komani.
Thank you
And
very
then
much.
Honorable Malomane.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, the reason I requested us to flight the minutes of the 17th was that, Chair, we refresh our minds on the guidelines that was placed before us, and when we adopted those guidelines, because they would as well form part of our discussion of the 18th. Chair, that is basically why I requested that minutes to be flighted. I understand what the letter speaker has just said in terms of which one is entailing what. But what I was saying, I was saying like we should take it from the first where it spoke about the guidelines, because the guidelines would also assist us. Thank you very much for now.
Mgweba, I see your hand is up.
No, thank you very much. I think the guidelines discussion is in the minutes of the 18th, if I'm not mistaken. So I was saying then we can adopt the first minutes, which is Mascole, the minutes of the 17th, if I'm correct. Then we then discuss in the minutes of the 18th the guidelines that Honorable Komane spoke about, including Honorable Maluma. I'm not sure if I'm correct in terms of the dates, because I'm using one gadget, so Mascole can help us. The first minutes that we have adopted are the minutes of the 17th. Can you go?
You are correct. You are correct, Honorable Mkweba. What we were discussing now is on the minutes of the 18th. Yes. Can I hear Honorable Maloman?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My view is that the minutes of the 17th, the first set of minutes, which is the 17th, that's where the matter is, because under point number 3, there is this item briefing on the outlines and guidelines of the interview. 3.1, where it says the support staff took members and the committee proceeded with it, took members, the members through the guidelines of and the interview question. The members welcomed and adopted the interview questions and everything. That means also even the guidelines where we also speak about the issue of the recommendation of candidates to the president, where we're speaking about the issue of 6 candidates that we can maybe present, and then after that only 3 candidates could be sent to the president for our recommendation. I just want us to visit that item. Can we revisit it and change it, as the Constitution doesn't give us the number of recommendation to say how many people do we have to recommend, so that we change on that the agreement that we have on the guidelines of the outlining process when identifying for the best position, to say, can we change it to the same number that we agreed upon in the first sentence, to say it can be 6 candidates. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Mkweba, you will pardon me, my honorable members. My voice is not all right today. I have a throat infection. Can I hear Honorable Mkweba?
No, thank you very much, Chair. I know that the presentation in terms of the Public Service Commission is that, recommending the candidates to Parliament and obvious to the President, we must look at their skills and their clear understanding, expertise, and the knowledge of the mandate of the Public Service Commission. So, Chair, as we are looking at the previous minutes and what has been indicated in terms of point 3, I know that we discussed this matter, but I support what has been raised by Honorable Malumane, that that point in these minutes, that are the minutes of the 17th, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm using one gadget. We must then rescind that point that speaks to recommend 3 names to Parliament. And also, we've noted what has been said by Honorable Stripper of the powers of Parliament, and also recommending to the President. And then, Chair, supporting what has been said by Honorable Malumane, as long as we are not acting outside the Public Service Commission Act, in terms of recommending the candidates. And I understand all of us in this meeting know how all those candidates performed. And I believe that you will then recommend them in terms of what the Act says. And then, Chair, with those a few comments, I'm also supporting Honorable Malumane that we resign that point and recommend to Parliament and also the President the 6 best of the best candidates, because we're not doing this for us as members of this portfolio of this subcommittee, but we're doing it for the people of South Africa. So, Chair, that's what I'm trying to say, is that let's resign that, and obvious proposing that we, as the subcommittee, we recommend 6 to the President. Thank you very much, Chair.
Honorable Schreiber, I see your hand is up.
Thank you, Chair. So I assume we're now debating this and then you want to take it to a vote, if I understand correctly. Chair, just to note for the record that I strongly oppose this suggestion. We do not have a mandate from the people of South Africa to give away the power that they vested in the National Assembly, which is exactly what we are busy doing with. I don't know, and we still have not been given any indication as to what the reason is for why we are suddenly doing this when we've always followed a different approach in the past. So it is something that makes me very, very uncomfortable. I think it renders the process questionable, and I think that it's dangerous territory when we start abdicating and surrendering powers that are vested in us by the people of South Africa for what I can only conclude, since we don't get any reasons, are political reasons, and political reasons confined to a particular political party. It's a very, very dangerous precedent that's being set, Chairperson, and I strongly, strongly urge the committee to reconsider. Thank you.
Honorable Komani.
Thank you very much once more, Chair. Chair, I beg to differ, and this should be put on record. I beg to differ with Honorable Mgweba. The reason for the adoption of the minutes is to ratify what was discussed in that meeting. It cannot be that when we need to adopt, we then put other aspects that we did not discuss during that meeting. Unless if we say that meeting is null and void, and then we go sit in another meeting of the same nature so that we can then put in matters that we did not discuss in that meeting. Because, Chair, in that meeting, we adopted when we are discussing the adoption of this meeting, we are discussing it on the basis on how we have discussed that meeting. We cannot now put in the new aspects into that meeting and want it to be adopted now here and then. And Chair, equally, I want to concur with Honorable Schreiber to say, Chair, we cannot give away the independence of Chapter 9 and 10 institutions, because what we are doing here as a subcommittee, we are not even a committee, we are a subcommittee. We were to deal with specific things. So we cannot just in this subcommittee give away the independence of other organs of the state. Chair, please, I'm just begging with you, Chair. Can we, because when we were discussing in the meeting of the 17th, we never spoke of the extended number. This extended number comes after we have interviewed people. So we cannot want to put it through the window. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Komani. We will record your objection, Honorable Schreiber and Honorable Komani, and go with the view of those who agree that we must recommend more than 3, but record your objections. Mastole, what is the next thing on the agenda? Before we get to this matter that we were discussing now, is there anything that we have left out? Mastole, are you still there?
Yes, Chairperson, I'm still here. Yes, I'm still here.
Okay.
Can you, sorry to disappear a little bit.
Okay. I was asking, is there any matter that we have left out before we get to this issue that now we are going to discuss?
No, Chair, there's nothing as much. I know there was a secondment with amendment minutes of the 17th. There are also minutes of the 18th. Yes.
Point of order.
If members can just go through the minutes and take it from there.
Point of order,
Chair. Can I hear that order by Honorable Komani? Honorable Komani and Honorable Malomani.
Thank you very much, Chair. It is not an amendment. What the secretary is saying is wrong. It is not an amendment. An amendment is something that was omitted during the meeting. But what we are saying, what we are discussing here, is new to that meeting. So Mastole cannot say we are going to adopt the meeting, the minutes with the amendment. Amendment, that is not an amendment. It's a new matter. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Komani. Honorable Maloman.
Thank you, Chair. That's why I said when I came in to say there is a matter that is arising on that minute that I want to discuss. When you've given me the platform to speak, I said the matter that is arising on the minutes is point number 3, where it speaks about the process or the guidelines to say at the end we must agree with 3 names. I said that matter, I'm putting it for review to be not 3 names, it must be 6. It's a matter arising in that minute. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Mkweba.
No, thank you very much. I think I'm covered by Honorable Malumane because as part of the minutes, while you discuss them as previous minutes, obvious there are matters arising. So I'm saying I'm covered by Honorable Malumane. Thank you very much, Chair.
Chair. Chair.
Chair.
Mastole, I can see, I hear your voice.
Chair, I just reread. I read the legal opinion. I hear the views of members. I'm not sure how the COVID must move, but from what I can read from that email is that it is advisable maybe to go for 3 numbers, Chair, for procedural advice that I just consult with my manager. Maybe, Chairperson, it is advisable, but I do not want to stand in front of members. Maybe it's something that we need to consider so that we can be safe in terms of going forward, because these things might be challenged going forward. That's what I read. If we read through, if I personally read through the legal opinion, Chairperson. So I don't know. I don't know, Chair. I don't know, Chair. Thank you so much.
Chair.
Raise your hand.
I
on the
have.
platform.
I
I will
have.
see. You are just so impatient today, Honorable Command. I don't know why.
I've long raised my hand.
I check.
Okay.
I check this thing. If there are hands raised, I'm not going to skip that hand. Honorable Schreiber.
Thank you, Chair. Okay, I thought it was Honorable Kamane. Okay, that's fine. Chair, you can hear the hesitance there. You can hear the hesitance from our professional support staff here, because at the end of the day, it's also, you can hear, and I commend Masikole for speaking out on this, because at the end of the day, it's also their responsibility to actually make sure that things happen in a procedurally fair and correct way. And I, again, having taken into account the fact, the extreme discomfort that we can hear and that we can all sense with this proposal, that we do not take this unprecedented step to give away the powers of the National Assembly that are vested in us, not by political parties, but by the people of South Africa. It's a plea, Chair. I don't know what the politics or the factional issues behind this proposal is, but it is not good for South African democracy. It is not good for the people who voted for us to represent them in terms of what the Constitution says, for us to simply hand away powers to the executive, which is all this is. So let's rise above whatever the political machinations and factional issues may be, and let's put the Constitution and the people first. Let's not throw our officials under the bus here. Let's stick to precedent, recommend the 3 names for the 3 vacancies, and then we will take it from there in terms of the way we've always done it, Chair. I plead with you, please rise above this. Thank you.
Honorable Komani.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, I'm pleading with this committee because we do not have the, I don't know, in lack of a better word, we do not have the time, our timing in terms of this proposal. It's not good, Chair. I'm just pleading that because this process is at an advanced stage, and then the guidelines there, when we read them in number 3, it says, it speaks of 6 and it reduces 6 to 3, the 3 best candidates. So I'm suggesting, Chair, that we go through the same precedents that we have been saying and take very much consideration of what Mastrole has just said now. Because the legal opinion, to be honest and fair, does not give us leeway to extend the number. And then at the beginning of this process, Chair, we never raised an issue of increasing the number to 6. Maybe we should have debated it then before the interviews, as and when the guidelines were put to us. But now it would still be compromising the count to say now we have interviewed. Now we now want to add or decrease the number. So, Mina Chair, my request, because I'm putting this on record. If we continue doing this and compromising other chapters of our constitution, this is going to be taken for legal thing. So I'm just asking humbly, Chair, can we stick to the precedents that we have been taking? Let's recommend 3 names. Let's send to the president 3 names for him from National Assembly, and then we'll take it from there. But this, where we are seated now, Chair, we can't. It is really wrong for us. Equally, listening to the legal opinion, listening just to what Mascolo has just said. Thank you very much.
I see Honorable Malomane's hand, and then Mr. Mwepe.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I don't know whether I will be wrong because there's an email that was sent by Mascolo on the 28th that reads as follows. Please, the email below from Parliamentary Legal Advisor. The subcommittee can recommend more than 3 names as per the email below. What does the email below comes from? I think it comes from the legal advisor, where at the end it says, neither the Constitution nor the Act specify whether the National Assembly is limited to recommend 1 or more candidate per vacant post. That's why I came with the matter of matters arising. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Mwepe.
Thanks, Chair, and good morning, honorable members and colleagues. Yeah, I think the basis should be on the legal opinion. Maybe if then there was sort of a misinterpretation, we still have Nolitando just to give us another clarity around that. But I believe that based on her presentation this morning, well, if I've had, I'm in agreement with what Mascolo has said, that we should confine ourselves within a particular number. But then I think what Honorable Malomane has just said, she has just said, I think maybe, Chair, if you can allow Nolitando to just to be clear on her point, then the committee can take it from there. Thanks, Chair.
I have heard what Nolitando is saying, but I can't reject guidance legally. But I've heard what she said in terms of guiding us legally. Nolitando, can you come back again and make us understand clearly whether we are in breach of the law or constitution by wanting to suggest more than 3 names?
Hi, Chair, again. Chair, I'm not sure whether I was not clear or not in the beginning, but this is the email we sent to Masibulele. I first said that we were briefed with a number of documents by Masibulele to request the legal opinion. And in the batch of documents that we were given, there was a document.
You are breaking up, Nolitando. I don't hear you properly on my side. I don't know whether it is the network problem on my side.
Okay, sorry, Chair, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
I am saying, Chair, we received an email from Masibu with an attachment of 3 documents. One of those documents was titled, I'm just trying to go to the document. Excuse me, Chair. I'm sorry for that. I am working on this computer and I'm also the meeting is here and I'm also trying to get my emails here.
Nolitando, can you hold a bit? I see Mr. Mwepe's hand is up again.
No, Chair, I think it is an earlier hand. Sorry for that. I will raise another hand later after.
Okay.
Okay.
You can continue, Noltan.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, we, from an email from Masibu sent us 3 documents. It was the letter from the Speaker, the one that requests that the vacancies be filled. And there was a draft outline process for identifying the best candidates for the 3 commissioners' positions. So, Chair, my advice to the committee was that this is what we said to Masibu as well, that because there is this draft outlining document process, there's this draft document that allows the process for the committee, wherein the committee had agreed that they would interview a number of candidates and the committee would then recommend 3 candidates. So I said that there is no legal question for us to consider in respect of that, but that is a procedural matter that is Masibu has to advise the committee on, and Masibu has just done that now to say that because there was a procedure before the interview processes that says that this is the number of candidates that we would recommend. So now for the committee to go back on that, on what they had agreed on, and say something else would pose procedural challenges in terms of the whole process of the interviews. Yes, the Constitution and the Act doesn't specify the number of candidates that should be recommended to the President, but in the past, the committee has recommended, for instance, if there's one vacancy, the committee would recommend one name. So the advice is that, or rather, let me say it like this: if out of the 3 names that are recommended to the President is not maybe pleased with one name because the President believes that one of the people is not fit and proper to be a public service commissioner, the President can go back to the National Assembly and say, I do not think this name should have been recommended because of A, B, C, and D. So the National Assembly recommends to the President and the President appoints, even though there is no number. But I also agree with the sentiments that we should rather follow the precedent that we have followed before, or if the committee wants to then do things differently, then there is no need then for the draft outlining process. And then we should rather, for the next interviews, the committee should then say, okay, guys, since the Constitution doesn't say this is the number of people that we must recommend, and since the Act doesn't say this is the number of people we should recommend, we would recommend 4 people and give President a discretion to appoint from those names that we had submitted to the President. I hope I'm clear now, Chair. Thank you.
I see Honorable Schreiber's hand is up again.
Thank you, Chair. I just have one question, which I think we have to answer if we're going to go ahead with this, Chair. What is the reason? Why? Why are we doing this now? We have to base our decisions in rationality. What is the rationale? What motivates us? What happened in the past, and what are we trying to change now that motivates this decision with far-reaching consequences? So if any of the members who are in favor of this proposal can just answer that simple question, why? Why are we seeking to change something? Why are we seeking to give away our powers in this way when it's never been done before for 27 years? So please, Chair, why? That's the question that needs to be answered.
I have heard your question clearly, Honorable Schreiber. Let me now put on my cap as the chair of the Portfolio Committee. I have heard all arguments for and against, and I have also heard what the legal services say. I'm afraid, honorable members, if we can go even to the extent of ignoring what the legal person is saying, what we are doing now can can have a legal challenge. Therefore, if members all agree, let's do just that. I see Honorable Kibi's hand is up.
Yes, Honorable Chair, thanks. Honorable Chair, maybe I want to respond to the question of Honorable Schreiber. Honorable Schreiber, the proposal of the Chair, after he has consulted the legal team, of which he did that with his office, is just something that he thought he might look at. Mina, the reason why I support is because it has been done now recently in other committees. Now, I felt that it is only correct for us to get out of this process, all of us feeling that who they think is qualifies for the post, the name of that particular person should be on the list. So that is why one had to support what the chairperson. There is nothing political about it, but it's just what we see was happened to another committee, and it made everybody feel comfortable in that specific committee. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Kibi. I see Honorable Komani wants to come back, and Honorable Mgweba.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chair, for your guidance as well. And thanks for the legal opinion for the second time. Chair, I just want, I raised my hand to speak to what Honorable Kibi has just said. Chair, what Honorable Kibi has just said is what was done in the NYDA. It is different from us. But equally, Chair, I think you were almost getting there when you said we must be cautious, we must take the legal opinion very serious, because we may be faced with legal challenges. But then I just wanted to correct Honorable Kibi. This was not done in the National Assembly. It was done in the NYDA. Thank you very much. I'm awaiting your guidance. Thank you very much.
Honorable Mgweba.
No, thank you very much, Chair. Just to respond to Honorable Komane, when she says it was done to the NYDA, you know, my worry is that because NYDA is also an entity of Parliament, and why it was done to the NYDA is because there were 7 vacancies. And to Parliament, 17 names were recommended for the 7 vacancies, but 17 names were recommended to Parliament. So she must not say it was done in the NYDA as if the process of the NYDA was not a parliamentary process, because it was a subcommittee. There was also a subcommittee like this one, when the 17 names were recommended to Parliament. But Chair, I'm not trying to convince honorable members to recommend the 6 names. I think we've discussed this, and now the ruling is with yourself as the Chair. But I wanted also to correct Honorable Coman, because NYDA, it's an entity like the Public Service Commission, and all those entities are parliamentary entities. So, Chair, I think we have been discussing this since 10 o'clock. Now, the ruling is with yourself, but obvious, I think it must be noted by honorable members, our responsibility is not to take decisions, yes, on behalf of the parliament and also the president as the last person to deal with this matter. But our responsibility is clear in terms of the Public Service Act is to recommend. And recommending, it doesn't mean, it doesn't confine us to just give the parliament, two names for two vacancies. It says we must recommend. And I think also the legal advisor, reading the document, the presentation by the legal team, it doesn't say, we are wrong in terms of recommending more names. It says we are limited to one or more names. I think it must be noted by Lantika, but also, Chair, I think I must also respond to Honorable Schreiber, who has been, in this subcommittee, speaking about, the ANC and its processes. I don't think you are here to discuss our organizational challenges here. Here we have been tasked to deal with a process of the Public Service Commission. We are not given this opportunity to discuss whatever issues of other political parties. I think Honorable Schreiber must stop when he discuss issues, discuss ANC processes. Here we are members of parliament voted by the people of South Africa, irrespective of our affiliates in terms of political organization. And there's no president who sits in this subcommittee. Only us MPs who have been tasked of dealing with this issue and making sure that we recommend capable candidates to parliament and also to the president. And there's nothing that says in this presentation we can't recommend 6 names, but it says we're limited to 1 or more names. But I think I wanted to address Honorable Schreiber. He must stop what he's doing of always, when we discuss serious issues, he will always speak about the ANC and its factions. It's not the
We lost you, Honorable Mkweba. Honorable Mkweba, are you through now? Okay. It seems we have lost Honorable Mkweba. I just wanted to check if she has finished what she was saying. Now let me speak now as the person who's chairing this meeting. Having listened to all sides, I have said, honorable members, I will be the last person to ignore what the legal services is saying. I have listened carefully to what Noltando is saying to us as the subcommittee. And what she was saying to this meeting, she was saying it on record. And I will appeal to everyone now that let's follow exactly what the legal services is guiding us to do. We will not be challenged if we do that. But if we don't, having listened to what the legal services say, definitely we will be challenged. So I don't want our work as the subcommittee to end up in court when we can be able to to resolve whatever differences we have within the committee. Therefore, I'm appealing to everyone else that let's take this route that we will recommend 3. Because I can see clearly that this matter, if we don't do that, this matter will not end up here. If I can't see that, I will be a blind person. If I can't hear those questions, I will be deaf. So, honorable members, I will now allow you to motivate names that you think have performed well in the interviews. And we will restrict that to 3 as we have been advised. Thank you.
Yeah.
Close off Honorable Species. I see Honorable Species' hand is up.
Chair.
Can I hear Species first?
Okay.
Thank you, Chairperson. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you, Honorable Species.
My first candidate, can I put Miss Norma Ngwenya?
Honorable Chair.
Hold for now. Hold it for now, Honorable Species. Hold it. We will come to that.
Honorable
I
Chair.
see Honorable Mkweba and Honorable Schreiber's hands are up. Honorable Kibi, I have also noted your hand. Honorable Mkweba, take the platform.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm not sure in terms of the process if we're gonna call them by names and surnames. Can I be clarified?
Honorable Chair. On a point of order, Chair.
Kibi, can I hear that order, Honorable Mkweba, by Honorable Kibi?
Yes, Honorable Chair. I think before we can go to the names, I don't think we are done with the minutes. There are still outstanding minutes of the 18th that we have not adopted, Chair. Thank you.
You are right, Honorable Kibi. You are right.
Chairperson?
You are going to make me now lose the control of the meeting, which is not proper. I take what Honorable Kibi says, that we are not done with the of minutes. Let's go to that and get dispensed with. And you have heard what I was saying. Then I will come back to all of you.
Chair, can you see the minutes of the 17th?
Yes, I can see them. They're up now.
As I indicated earlier, honorable chairs and honorable members, that was page 2. That's page 1 in terms of people who attended and colleagues, and that was particular discussion. Yes, that's it, Chairperson. I've already sent the same, I think last week. Yes. All right, thank you.
That we may deal with these minutes properly. Can I hear what Honorable Mgweba wants to say, Honorable Schreiber, and yeah, those two.
No, Chair, I've raised my question. I wanted to persist that if we're gonna call names in the process.
Yeah, Honorable, it would be proper to do that. Honorable Schreiber.
Thank you, Chair. My hand is up to recommend names. So can we proceed?
If you are ready, yes, you can.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Thank you, colleagues.
Sorry. We said the minutes of the 18th we have not gone through. The minutes that were flagged here are the minutes of the 17th. Those minutes were approved
Thank
by
you.
Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable Kibi.
Okay.
It happens when when the debate is heated. It happens, and then we lose control. I accept your guidance, Honorable Kibi. You are right. We must deal with that set and then go to the issues that we wanted to address thereafter.
Thank you, Chair.
Can Mascole go further down?
Yes, I'm gonna go there quickly now. It was same date, 17 M315, and our colleagues also all there. We didn't have any.
Can you hold? I see Tembe's hand is up.
Thanks, Chair. And honorable members. My issue.
Are you not going to take us back, Tembe?
Chair, can we please, if it's possible, Tembe can wait. Let's finish
Tembe,
the minutes.
are you
from there?
Mascole, allow me to control this meeting. I'm chairing it. Honorable Tembe.
Chair.
We are dealing with the second set of minutes now. And I was corrected by Honorable Kibi, and I accepted that. We are on the minutes of the second meeting. Mascole, take us through.
Attention. So basically, Chairperson, on the next day of the subcommittee, we members were available, and we took about nine candidates.
Can you hold Mascole? I see Honorable Schreiber's hand is up, and Tembe's hand is still up.
Sorry, Chair, that's an old hand. It's for the recommendation of names. I've lowered it, and I'll raise it again later. Thanks, Chair.
Okay,
Mascole.
Yes, Chairperson. So that was that, Chairperson. Then members can move for adoption. Thank you, Chair.
Can I get a mover for this set of minutes? I see Honorable Malomane and Honorable Kibi.
Thank you, Chair. I move for the adoption of the set of the minutes of the 18th as a true reflection of what has happened. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Kibi.
Honorable Chair, I support the move by Honorable Malomane on the minutes of the 18th. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, honorable members. As I was saying, it would be proper that we deal with names as we make proposal for those we think performed well in the interview. I see Tembe's hand is still up.
Thanks, Chair. And honorable members, my issue is not on is just to have this on the back of your mind when probably making the nomination or the recommendation, that we have a look on the current members. Currently, the PSC has got only one member who's a male, so there should be a consideration
Dembe.
of the
Dembe,
yes,
Dembe. Are you now not taking us back because we conducted interviews with the understanding of vacancies that are there?
Yes, Chair, I'm not taking you back. I'm saying in the recommendations that you made, it should include gender. That is
Chairperson,
the
Right,
sorry,
Dembe.
Chair.
Aye.
Chair, point of
Dembe,
order, please, Chair.
aye, Dembe, you are out of order now.
No. It doesn't work like this, Chair. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Now you are out of order, Dembe.
Thank you very much, Chair.
Thanks, Chair.
I have noted hands who want to speak on the names that they think they must be put. I see Honorable Schreiber's hand is up, and then Honorable Mkweba, yes.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Okay, I'm happy to put forward 3 recommendations, Chair. The first recommendation is for Ms. Nancy Ngwenya. I'll just first list the names and then do a short motivation if that's okay, Chair. So Ms. Nancy Ngwenya, Professor Nicholas Olivier, and Mr. Temba Dlamini. Chair, very briefly, for the benefit of the committee and the public, I believe that these 3 candidates really stood out head and shoulders above the others, both in terms of CVs and the presentations and their responses to questions. In the case of Ms. Ngwenya, it's someone with substantial experience in government, someone who demonstrated quite a courageous approach to me in terms of standing up to some of the issues that plague the public service, and someone I think that really meets the criteria that this committee wants to fulfill. The same goes for Professor Olivier. I was extraordinarily impressed by his presentation, Chairperson. I think there is a very deep understanding on his part of the challenges facing the Public Service Commission, and so many of the issues that we deal with on a daily basis in the committee were directly confronted, I think more than any other candidate, in his presentation. Also someone with the requisite independence. I think it's fantastic to bring in people from outside also who's worked with government for decades from his CV, has experience with the Public Service Commission, but also brings the substantial knowledge of being a law professor to this position. So I think he's the kind of senior, experienced, independent and qualified person that we are looking for. And then finally, Mr. Temba Dlamini, also someone who has quite a lot of experience, someone who in the past, if I look at his CV, has noted things like resigning from positions when there were cases of non-adherence to corporate governance. So like the other 2 candidates, I believe also demonstrating independence. And Chair, finally, all 3 of these candidates were very clear about the need for merit-based appointments, the enhancement of the Public Service Commission's role in ensuring that the appointments are of fit and proper persons in the public service. So I'm very, very comfortable to recommend these 3 candidates, and I do hope the committee will concur with these views. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Mkweba.
No, thank you very much, Chair. I'm recommending the 3 names, Chair. One, in terms of how they've showed clear understanding of the public service. And I don't doubt their experience in the public service and the expertise that will bring by them to the PSC, and I've realized that they have got the knowledge and of the mandate of the public service. And in fact, they are capable, Chair, to change the outlook of the Public Service Commission. And I believe that they will do that job professionally for the people of South Africa, and of which, in fact, the three names will also accommodate the geographics and especially gender that Dr. Tembe spoke about, and obvious accommodate a person with disabilities and the young people of South Africa. And those names, Chair, without doubt, it's one, Professor Mandla Makanya. Two is a young woman who's energetic and have an understanding of the Public Service Commission as a young person, Zukiswa Mkolomba. And the third one is Miss Noma Nensingwenya, whom also, because of her experience in the public service and obvious looking at accommodating the PWD, which is person with disabilities, Chair. I think I then recommend the three names, Chair, before this subcommittee.
Honorable Komani.
Thank you very much, Chair, for the opportunity. Maybe firstly, I would consider the geographical mix, the people with disabilities, and moreover, how people have presented themselves and how one has gone through their CVs, Chair. I think without any fear or favor, I would then recommend Mamne Nsingwenya, based on her professionalism, based on everything, and the fact that she did not put her disability to deter her from doing her work. Hence, I'm recommending her. And Chair, I would as well want to recommend the next female, by the name of Thusani Mlauzi, who was from Johannesburg, on the record that she has put forward to us. And Chair, finally, I would then recommend Jacobus Olivier for the position of the commissioner. Thank you very much.
Honorable Sibisi, my throat, Honorable Sibisi.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Chair.
You are breaking up, Honorable Sibisi. Can you get a place where your reception will be fine so that we hear you properly?
My candidate with Gwenya.
Can you start all over again? Because
can you hear me now?
You were.
Can you hear me now?
Honorable Sibisi, start all over again. Initially, you.
Chairperson.
Honorable Sibisi, listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, it's fine, but I'm thinking, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yes, I'm listening.
That is why I'm saying go all over again, because you were breaking up. We didn't hear the other things you were saying.
I was going to start afresh. Thank you, Chair. My first candidate will be Umama Unensi Ngwenya. I think with her experience in the public service and also expressions, I mean, and also looking at the qualification. So for me, she did her best. And I think also coming from a background where she is working from one of the disciplined municipalities where she's currently working. So for me, she make it. And also Professor Olivier, Jacobus Olivier, considering his experience as a professor and also as a lawyer. And I also wish to emphasize, we must remember that South Africa belongs to all who lives in it. So geographically, I am tempted that we must include Professor Olivier, not because of his color, but because of his presentation and experience within the Public Service Commission. Then my last candidate, I'll go for youth, although Ms. Mkoloba, her presentation again was good and she will represent, I hope she will do well for the youth and also for the women of South Africa. She will be able to take public service to the higher places, and with what she was presenting on us, I feel that she must be given an opportunity. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Komani, and then Honorable Malomane after Komani.
No, thanks, Chair. I have passed. Thank you very much. Unless if you did not hear me. Chair?
Honorable
You gave me-
Malomane.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My submission, the first one, it will be Nomangwenya. The way she presented herself, we even never even seen her disability, the way she is. The other matter, the qualifications, the experience that she is having. The other name, the second name, it will be of Uzugiswa Mkolomba. Zugisa Mkolomba, the young person, everyone in the sitting have seen her, that she represented, especially the young people. She's good, she's energetic, and I believe she will serve the people of South Africa in the Public Service Commission. The third one, it will be Mandla Makhanya. The way he presented himself to us, the experience that he's having, and the ability to make sure that there are changes in the Public Service Commission. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Mkweba, and then Honorable Kibi after Honorable Mkweba.
Chair, I think I was after Honorable Shulba, and I think the team have captured me correctly. I said Professor Makanya, Ms. Sugiso Mkolomba, Ms. Noma.
Honorable Kibi.
Thanks, Chair. I won't be really giving reasons now because the latter speakers have already covered me.
Can you hold a bit, Honorable Kibi?
Okay.
I don't know whether we have a cross line. There's somebody who's speaking who is not part of this meeting.
Okay.
Okay, Honorable Kibi. Honorable Kibi.
Yes, Chair. Thanks, Chair. I'm saying, Honorable Chair, I am not going to go through their CVs. Their CVs spoke for themselves. And also the fact that the names that I've recommended are the names that have already been mentioned here, Honorable Chair. Mine is Honorable Makanya, and is Mr. Makanya, and Me Mkolomba, Os Mkolomba, and Mengwenya. Those are the three names that I have, Honorable Chair. Definitely, Umkolomba is to really see that the young people are also featuring somewhere here. And Umama with being a disabled person, and Utata Umakanya, really Utata Umakanya was very good. Those are the three names, Honorable Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. As a norm, or as what I have indicated on previous interviews, as a chair, I'm not going to give you once again my preferred names. I think previously I explained why I don't do that, because once I do it, I will not be objective in terms of the names that are are proposed by others. Therefore, I'm not going to make any proposal in terms of names, but I will go with the decision of the subcommittee. I will not turn against it. I hope everybody is comfortable with that. Mascole, I hope you were noting the names.
Yes, sir.
As members were okay. I see Honorable Mkweba back again.
Thank you very much, Chair. While I respect your conscious decision on this matter, remember, we have recently agreed that we must recommend 3 names. And, listening to honorable members, there are 2 names that you must help us as a chair. The one it's Mr. Professor Olivier and Professor Makanya. There's tie. So you must help us so that we get the 3 names, the 3 recommended name, Chair, as per the decision of this subcommittee. I thank you.
I hear what you are saying. That is exactly what the chair should do where there is a tie. The chair will have a deciding vote. That is where I will come in. That's why I don't want to put up front my preferred names. I see Honorable Sibisi and Honorable Komani.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Well, I know, Chair, that you've got the power for the swing vote. I don't know whether can I be allowed to remotivate again, Chair? Can I ask for that? Chairperson?
Yes, you want to remotivate the names that you have submitted?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't think Honorable Sibisi that can be disallowed. Do it.
Okay. Yeah, Chair, between the 2 professors, can we put the consider the geographically and make this public service commission to be more representative and to be more transparent? I know now there's the tie between the 2 professors, Olivier and Professor Makanya. So just putting on you, Honorable Chair, to consider even the geographical names and to consider that, yes, indeed, as the South Africa that we are building, we are also accommodating. I mean, we don't have, out of the commissioners that we have, there's no one who's coming from the other color. So I'm just requesting for that. Thank you. In fact, I'm not requesting, I'm just putting for that. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Submit.
Thank you. I see Honorable Mkweba, Honorable Komani, Honorable Schreiber.
No, Chair, it was an old hand.
Honorable Komani.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, I concede to the suggestion put in by Honorable Mkweba. However, I recommend that maybe before we give it to the final vote, can we maybe deliberate on the 2, and maybe either one of us may come up to be to the different decision before maybe if we can just give it 5 minutes for the committee to reconsider the 2 names and then give it back to you. Thank you very much.
I will do that, Honorable Komani. Honorable Schreiber, the platform is yours now.
Thanks, Chair. I just want to check, how would you do what Honorable Commander is suggesting? Can I just get clarity?
That is my discretion as the chair to pass a vote where there's a stalemate.
Okay. Okay, Chair.
Yeah.
Then in that case, I would like to echo Honorable Sabisi, what I think very elegantly put. My view is that perhaps for the first time we are converging, and it would be really powerful if we can perhaps get to a position where we can unanimously or close to unanimously recommend people to the Public Service Commission, because it is an institution that should serve all of us. And I think Professor Olivier really stood out, as I said, head and shoulders in terms of his knowledge, in terms of his experience, also working with the Public Service Commission. Chair, I'm not interested in disparaging other candidates, so I don't think we should go that route. I'm just saying that Honorable Sabisi has made a powerful argument for you to consider and for this committee to consider. And my addition to that argument is we really need people with vast experience and expertise. And if you look at Professor Olivier's, even his recommendations, we have former Chief Justices, we have very, very senior and respected people who are his references, who has worked with. And again, his presentation really was grappling with the most serious challenges facing the Public Service Commission and the public service generally. And I think we would be doing a great service to South Africa if we, for the reasons that Honorable Sabisi has pointed out, but most importantly, for the qualifications and the capabilities of this candidate, can agree to recommend him along with the other candidates in a unanimous fashion. I think we've got that opportunity, Chairperson, and I would ask you to very seriously consider Professor Olivier and for this committee to consider him on the basis of what he's demonstrated to us. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Kibi.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I think really you need to come in now. That is why I supported the move by the chair to say let's seek for a legal opinion on the number of recommendations that you are going to be making. Because really, looking at the candidates that we interviewed, a lot of candidates were very good when they were interviewed. So it therefore leaves us with a situation where you really feel that if it was more than three positions, one could have said this number. It's even more than 6 candidates that have performed. But we are only going to be assisted by you, Honorable Chair. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Kibi. Mascole?
Chair,
Mascole,
Chair.
can you give us those names again so that I can pass my vote to break the stalemate?
All right, Chair. What I will do, Chairperson, is one is that Tamlu is also here. Mr. Ngobo is also here. So we'll just break for 5 minutes to reconcile the numbers and the names. And I members must also, if they are able to, just cross-check the numbers and then check. Then we'll come and present.
Yeah, let's grant you that opportunity.
All right, Keshe. All right, thanks. Bye.
Is 5 minutes all right?
I think it would 5 minutes to 10. So okay, let's give it.
Okay, let's give you 10 minutes.
10
No,
minutes.
I think 5 minutes.
10. Can you put up those names suggested?
All right. We reconciled in terms of what members wanted, in terms of the numbers that were given. I'll give it to Mr. Ngwabe to put through the numbers based on the numbers that we received. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Ngwabe, take the floor.
Okay, Chairperson, we have got almost 5 names that have been, I would say, nominated or recommended by the members of the subcommittee. The first one with 6 votes is Ms. Ngwenya. That was nominated by 6 members. And then the second one is Ms. Mtolomba, nominated by 4 members. And then we've got Professor Makanya and Professor Oliver with 3 votes. That's where then the tie chair. And then the last one on Mr. Dlamini was only nominated by 1 member. So all in all, it was 5. So then we have to decide whether Makanya and Oliver has to be recommended as well, one of the 2. So that's where the issue is. So that's what we have reconciled. Thank you, honorable members, colleagues.
Thank you, Mr. Ngwabe. Ms. Mgweba?
No, I
Yes.
think while Mr. Ngwebe have indicated the names, he forgot the name of Lautsi that was nominated by Honorable Komane.
Oh, yeah, no, thank you. You are correct, Honorable Mgweba. Yeah, Mulauti also was nominated by 1 member.
All right. Now I have a casting vote on this matter. And my vote will go to Professor Mandla Makanya. Have you heard me, Julius?
Correctly, Chairperson. I'm inserting because you had a casting vote. Meaning Professor Makanya is now having 4, nominated by 4 members of the subcommittee. Then we'll have Ms. Ngwenya, Ms. Mtolomba, and Professor Makanya as the recommended candidate, Chairperson. Then I'm inserting that also in the report.
Is there any other thing, Mascole, that we have not dealt with?
Chairperson.
Chair, okay.
Okay. Oh, Master, you can go on. I thought maybe we'll look at the report before it can be tabled in the main committee.
Yeah, you are right. Yes, do that, Julius.
All right, Chair.
Yes, Mascole.
The issue of minutes has not been adopted, Chair.
We will come back to them.
Don't
worry. Right. This meeting will not end with us not adopting the minutes.
All right.
Which set is that?
We were dealing with the set of minutes of the 17th. I think they were adopted by Ms. Malomane and Honorable Sebis. Yes. So let me quickly go to the ones of the 18th so that we can also make sure that we also pass them through.
We did.
Okay. We did.
We did.
We did.
Okay. No, not yet, Chair. Not yet. It's fine. All right.
They were recommended by Malomani and I seconded.
Yes. Thank you very much. There's nothing much, just to say tomorrow, Julius is going to show the report now, and then the same report is going to be taken through tomorrow. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Mas, can you enable me to show the report? Thank you, Chairperson. This is the report that was compiled by the support staff that was circulated to the members of the committee, I believe, yesterday. So I won't go paragraph by paragraph, Honorable Chairperson, unless if members will then have to clarify certain things. I believe members have read it. So this is the first page, Chair, if you allow me to proceed with the way I'm presenting it without reading paragraph by paragraph.
As we normally do, yes.
Okay, Chair. This is our first page. And then the second page. With the composition of members, members will correct if maybe we have missed we have misspelled their initials, if there's any.
Yeah, there is any.
Oh, okay, wait.
Okay. Honorable Komani, take the platform.
Yeah, Chair, my initials are Romeo for November and R for Romeo and N for November, not RT. Thank you very much.
Sure. Okay. No, thanks, Honorable Komani. Okay, let me go. This is just a process undertaken on page 3. And then page 4, all candidates' names are there. We have even indicated those who have got disabilities. And on page 5, members will indicate. The one thing that I would like to bring to the attention of the members is this 4.5. As we know that we have tried to get the vetting report from the State Security Agency since we have started with this process. The minute when the subcommittee shortlisted the candidate, we normally request that the Department of State Security assist us with the vetting of shortlisted candidates. So we haven't received the report, but we have highlighted that in the report, and we have referred this matter to the presidency before he can appoint, just to get that report and look at it before he can make any appointment on the recommended candidates, like we did last time with our previous recruitment, where we have recommended Dr. Somadoda Fikeni to the peer for the appointment. So the president, I believe that he has looked at that report, and we have also inserted as part of the recommendation 5.3 to answer that particular answer as part of the recommendation to the National Assembly and the president, because that's what I wanted to highlight, and that's all. And then the names are there, Chairperson, for those 3 names that the committee have agreed that they are recommending: Ms. Zugisa Mtolomba and Ms. Nancy Nomangwenya and Prof. Mandlingo Stanley Makhaya. I present this report, Chair, to the subcommittee. This is your report. If there's any, then
Okay, thank you. Is there anything you want to change on the report, honorable members? Not necessarily change, correct. If it is not, if it is not captured correctly. Yes, Honorable Mkweba.
Can I only change the name of Norma? It's N-O-R-M-A, not Norma with an H, but Norma with an O-R-M-A, and you can take out the H. Thank you, Chair.
Is it no? Can you spell it, Honorable Mkweba?
Norma, N-O-R-M-A. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, let me correct it. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, honorable members. Can we now endorse the report? Or am I jumping the gun?
Thank you, Chair. It's Mkweba.
Okay, Honorable Mkweba.
Can I move for the adoption of this report, Chair? Thank you.
Thank you. I see Honorable Kibi's hand is up.
Yes, Honorable.
Honorable Kibi.
Thank you, Chair. I support the move by Honorable Mkweba of the adoption of this report. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Was that the last issue for the meeting?
Yes, Chair.
Okay. Honorable members, let me thank you all and also thank members of the staff. It is normal that we have different views. To have different views will always strengthen us. So when we differ in terms of how we see issues, let's not think that heavens are going to fall on us. It is because we are living beings. We have our own capacity to think. Therefore, I want to thank all of you. We have deliberated and at the end came to this conclusion that we have come to. Thank you once again. I want to thank you also, members of the staff and the legal service. Thank you very much, Noltando.
Pleasure, Chair.
I now declare the meeting closed. Thank you very much.
Long live, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you very much.
All the members.